Good day. Our next topic, we have the sum and difference of two cubes. Our learning competency here is factor completely different types of polynomials, polynomials with common monomial factor, difference of two square, sum and difference of two cubes, perfect square of trinomial, and the general trinomial. Our unpacked learning competency here is to factor polynomial using sum of difference of two cubes. Now, let's start with the factoring of sum and difference of two cubes. Here are the steps on how to factor. First, we have the example a cubed plus b cubed. Now, for the first step, we will get the binomial of the factor. To find the binomial, find the cube root of the first and the second term. Here's the example. First term, we have the cube root of a cube. The answer there is a. Then for the second term, the cube root of b cube, we have b. Now, we will have the extracted roots, which is a and b. Just copy the sign of the given. So now we will have a plus b. Now for the second step, here's our answer. For the second step, we will get the trinomial. In getting the trinomial, first square the first. So here it is. So our first is a. So a multiplied by a, we will have a squared. Then for the second, get the product of the first and the second term. Here it is. A multiplied by b. So we will have ab. Then for the last term, we will get their square. So b multiplied by b, we will have b squared. So our trinomial here is a squared minus ab plus b squared. Remember, if the given is positive, so the sign of the product or the middle term of the trinomial will be negative. So our final answer here is the quantity of a plus b, then the quantity of a squared minus ab plus b squared. Now, let's try to have another example. For example number 1, we have the given a cubed plus 125. So for the first step, we will get the binomial. In getting the binomial, we have to cube root the first and the second term. So here's our solution. So the cube root of a cubed is equal to a. Then the cube root of 125 is equal to 5. So we get the extracted roots. So now we have the binomial a plus 5. So for the second step, we will get the trinomial. So in getting the trinomial, first we will have to square the first term. So the square of the first term, we have a squared. Then we will get the middle term in the trinomial, which is the product of the first and the second, which is 5a. And for the last term, we will square the last term. We have 25. So our trinomial here is a squared minus 5a plus 25. So our final answer is, here is just combine the binomial and trinomial. Then our final answer is a plus b multiplied by a squared minus 5a plus 25. Now, let's have the example number 2. The given is 8x cubed plus 27. So, first, here's our solution. The first step is getting the binomial. So, first, cube root the first term. So, we have 8x cubed, or the cube root of 8x cubed, we have 2x. Then the cube root of 27, we have 3. Now we have the extracted root. Now we have our binomial, which is 2x plus 3. For the next step is the trinomial. Using the binomial, first we have to square the first term, which is 4x squared. Then to get the middle term, just get the product of the first and the second, which is 6x. And last, to get the last term, just square it, it will become 9. So our trinomial here is 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. So our final answer here is just combine the binomial and the trinomial to get 2x plus 3 multiplied by 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. For our third example, we have c raised to 6 minus 512. So just remember that our first step is to cube root the first and the second. Here's the solution. First, cube root the c raised to 6. So we will get c squared. Then, cube root 512, we will get 8. Now, we extracted the roots, then we will get the binomial, which is c squared minus 8. In getting the trinomial, first, square the first term, which is c squared. So the square of c squared is c raised to 4. Then the product of the first and second, c squared and 8 is 8c squared. Then for the last term, just square it, so we will get 64. So for our trinomial here is c raised to 4 plus 8c squared plus 64. For our final answer, just combine the binomial and trinomial, we will get c squared minus 8 multiplied by c raised to 4 plus 8c squared plus 64. Then for our fourth example, we have 27m cubed plus 64n cubed. So the first step, here's the solution. Just cube root the first and second. The cube root of 27m cubed, which is 3m. Then the cube root of 64n cubed, which is 4n. Now, we extracted the roots. Now, we have the binomial 3m plus 4n. So, in getting the trinomial, just remember, square the first term, which is 3m multiplied by 3m, which is 9m squared. In getting the middle term, just get the product of the first and second, we will get 12mn. And lastly, square the last term, which is 16n squared. So we have the trinomial 9m squared minus 12mn plus 16n squared. So our final answer is just combine the binomial and trinomial. We have the quantity of 3m plus 4n, then the quantity of 9m squared minus 12mn plus 16n squared. For our final example here is 64z cubed plus 343. Just repeat the process in getting the factor. Just first cube root the first and second. Here's our solution. First, cube root 64z cubed, which is 4z. Then cube root 343, we have 7. After extracting the roots, we will have the binomial 4z plus 7. Now, get the trinomial, which is first square the first term, 4z multiplied by 4z, which is 16z squared. Then next, get the product of the first and second, we will have 28z. Then square the last, we will have 49. So here's our trinomial. Our trinomial is 16z squared minus 28z plus 49. Then our final answer is just combine the binomial and the trinomial. We will get 4z plus 7 multiplied by 16z squared minus 28z plus 49. So that is sum and difference of two cubes. So bye. Thank you for listening.